Hi there. Uh, I had a cousin. She's now unfortunately deceased. She died relatively young when she was, I believe, in her 50s. And she actually did the painting that is right here. She tended to do paintings that were representational, but not realistic. Although sometimes they were kind of realistic, but they tended to be um, kind of often surrealistic, or what you might call spiritual interpretations of reality. She never was attracted to, she didn't like pure abstraction or abstract expressionism. In fact, she went to an art school and she dropped out of it because they wanted to do paintings that were kind of drips and drabs of paint. And she just wasn't interested in that. Um, she was interested in, she also liked to do a lot of times whimsical things. Like, for example, she did a painting of a fish bowl, and the fish, though, if you look at it, are swimming outside the bowl. For a while, she did things of Native Americans, but then she decided that that kind of verged on cultural appropriation, so she stopped that. Now, but she did quite a bit of experimentation. I think that's experimentation in those areas to which she was attracted. As I said, if she wasn't attracted to an area, she just didn't want to work in it, and I understand that. Uh, if you're an artist and you don't feel up to a particular um, genre, if you're just turned off to it, you just don't want to go for it. But it reminded me of, I saw one of those ancient aliens sort of things. Okay, and they pointed out that in this area of Africa in ancient times, the sort of art there was never realistic. It was always kind of quasi representational, but never realistic. And they pointed out some sculptures that were realistic. Ah, now what makes more sense? The theory that ancient aliens, sculptors from another planet and another solar system came down and left those sculptures there? Or the Denise No hypothesis that an ancient African artist was experimenting in his off time. I mean, I think that's how those realistic sculptures got there. I mean, it wasn't the accepted genre of that culture and time period, but somebody just happened to be experimenting. So they found some realistic sculptures. It doesn't mean there were people from other planets coming down there. And a lot of times when you have some very off the wall, well, I don't necessarily, okay, I don't want to put every people down. You have a kind of a romantic explanation. You actually have another explanation that is more mundane and makes more sense. Um, people near the Pine Barrens in New Jersey often believe they heard the screams of the New Jersey Devil, or what's called the Jersey Devil. It's not usually called the New Jersey Devil. It's usually called either the Jersey Devil, most commonly, sometimes the Leeds Devil. What they probably heard were the screams of foxes or deer, maybe wounded deer. Rather than, because the story, I mean, I am actually interested in the Jersey Devil, but the possibility that the Jersey Devil actually exists is pretty remote. I think it's interesting as a metaphor.